Ever wonder how to make a nursery timeless so that it grows up with your child? We're going to show you how right now. Great design comes from a winning formula. Mine is as basic as a set of building blocks. Put them together, add up the results, and you've got a sensational room. Today's case study showcases how to design for kids that won't stay little for long. We're turning this bedroom into a timeless nursery, and we're doing it fast.
I'm nervous about the timeline because this baby is coming sooner than later, and I've got that nesting instinct right now, so I really want to get it done.
Let's make it a room to grow up with the kid.
I don't want spaceships and fire trucks and things like that.
I think this room needs some color. Let's take your tie as inspiration. Did you wear that special?
Yeah, I did.
For today?
You said that you were thinking about blue.
It's blue.
You know, I love the blues.
How about pattern of some sort?
Like a paint pattern? Stripes, swirls, clouds.
Could be. No, not clouds. See, that's juvenile.
I'm just kidding.
Let's go deep. Let's go like good darker colors.
Okay.
The number one thing I've learned about nurseries is you need a fraction of what the baby furniture industry would tell you need.
Okay, so what do you need? What are the basics?
You don't need an expensive crib.
Okay.
It's a 2-year piece of furniture.
Temporary.
Right.
Right.
So I would think more in terms of the other pieces of furniture. I would think about, you know, the change table being something that can do double duty and morph into something else. I would think about the dresser being a good piece of furniture.
Okay.
Let's go for grown-up pieces, like nothing juvenile.
Okay.
Buying expensive baby-specific stuff is a total waste of money.
All right then, in this Sophisto nursery, we need to address the ceiling, walls, fabrics, furnishings, lighting, artwork, and storage. Our jumping off point, the blue sky.
Do you want to know what I want to put on the ceiling?
Whoa. That is pattern.
If you think about a little baby lying in their crib, wouldn't it be great to look up?
One of the ways to make a nursery more sophisticated is to add wallpaper. Now, if you're game to try wallpaper on the ceiling, go for an all-over pattern. Graphic prints like stripes only highlight imperfections.
It'll look like a swirly, starry sky, and I think it's beautiful. And I think the busier the pattern, and believe me, that's a busy pattern, the more we're gonna be able to make that beam disappear.
Okay, let's backtrack for a second here.
We have that strange beam, so I wondered,
Oh, right.
could we use something like this as a divider?
Every room has its challenges. To hide the beam, we're installing trim around the entire room at a height just below the bulkhead. The wallpaper will wrap down the walls and over the beam to the top of the trim. Like magic, the beam will disappear.
The fact that it will wrap down, I think will also add a little bit more architectural interest to the room, so I think that's an awesome idea.
Oh, and while we're on the trim,
And the other thing that we could use that for is, what about creating a blackboard to cover one wall? I mean, we've got tons of wall space, and I think that we're not going to cover it all with art. It'll
No.
be way too expensive. So this is a good, cheap solution.
Absolutely.
It's not enough just to land on a color scheme and know you want to use a variety of blues. You need to think about where exactly to put them. Since we've got a bold ceiling, I don't want dark blue walls. That would make the whole thing feel too dark.
Tommy's trim goes up, and then comes the wall color. We're going from bland beige to a blue that goes from baby to boy. It'll help ground the design showpiece for the space.
The wallpaper on the ceiling is magnificent.
It looks really good.
Wallpaper on the ceiling draws your eye up, so we've got to balance that with something graphic at eye level. We're going with stripes. So first we've painted all the walls in the room in our pale blue.
Right.
And then we have 4 additional colors. These 4 colors were drawn directly from the wallpaper. I'm gonna use them on the wall in a random pattern. The thing to keep in mind here is we've got a very long wall. And keeping the tape perfectly straight over this long wall, you don't really want to have a whole bunch of stripes that are just teeny-weeny.
The wider the stripe, the less you're gonna see if there's any wave in your tape job.
You got it. I think we should just play with the tape and lay it out.
These stripes will strike a balance between the craziness of the ceiling and the muted beige carpet.
Okay, darkest blue here.
Correct.
And then,
You're gonna run out of fingers, so don't make a mistake.
again here at the bottom.
Yep. 1 color per finger, please.
I think the beige needs to go to the bottom because I think if you punctuate the absolute center with this beige, it's gonna
draw focus.
It's gonna draw the focus.
Yeah.
I think the beige has to go down towards the bottom.
You're right.
Okay. This is like finger painting for grown-ups.
While the nursery earns its stripes, we're out shopping for fabrics
Plaids?
that will stand the test of time.
I don't know. How about this one?
That's nice.
That one.
That's way too purple,
Too
I think.
purple. Okay, so here's the challenge. If you're working with a patterned wallpaper, make sure you choose it first and then add your fabrics after. As you can see, there's lots of blue stripes here to choose from, so I know I can find the perfect match, but there aren't necessarily a whole lot of different blue paisley wallpapers perfectly suited to the room. Do you like any of those?
That and that.
What I love about both of these is they have a nice big scale, high contrast, and a more modern juxtaposition against these super traditional wallpaper.
We need that. We definitely need the tension of the modern against the traditional, or else it's not gonna
Okay, well,
work.
this baby's coming any minute now, so pick one.
I feel like the links are a little bit more overt
Right.
in being modern, and they're also exactly the right blue, whereas the other blue is a bit more navy, and it's a bit more painterly, so I don't think it's going all the way
Right.
toward modern, which is where we need to go. Look what I brought you. Embellishments.
Ball fringe.
You know I like to embellish.
What did you want to do with the ball fringe?
I thought it could be fun to have these on the closing edge of the drapes.
Oh!
Either in black or in white. I don't know which, so I brought both.
Okay, it's a boy's room. I think putting the creamy white is too girly,
Yeah.
and I think the black is kind of more fun. If you can't put black ball fringe on the drapes in a boy's room, where can you?
This may be our only chance for life,
Okay.
So we're doing it.
It's $6.99 a yard, so we're gonna spend $25 on this ball fringe. It better works, Mike.
It's so worth it.
Fabric, fringe, fantastic. As for our wall stripes,
I was really concerned that this broadloom was going to be really boring and we were going to have to layer something over top of it. But now that we've got our stripes on the wall, we have this great beige line that actually ties in the exact same color as our broadloom. It means that we don't have to layer anything in because everything is wrapped into the scheme together and it's cohesive. We don't have to spend any more money.
for our sophisticated nursery, we've chosen a color scheme, added wow factor to the ceiling, picked fabrics and ball fringe. Next on our list, storage and seating.
How wide is a baby?
Well, babies are narrow.
Ever wonder how to create a sophisticated nursery that will grow with your child?
Okay, so what do you need? What are the basics?
First, we added a dynamic pattern to the ceiling. Then, the walls got a timeless treatment, and we found the perfect curtain fabric. Now we need to furnish the place. A designated change table only lasts as long as your child's in diapers. I'm looking for something vintage that will work for now and transition into something else later.
Is this the kind of scale that we're looking for? It's not that piece, obviously, because I don't like the details.
Well, I will say that the advantage that a piece this big has is that there's room to put the change table pad on one side.
Right.
And you have lots of room to put a basket, keep all your supplies. But the good thing about a buffet is that it's got good storage in it.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that we're looking for, but I'm concerned about the height.
No, the height's good.
What about the depth?
It should be about 20 inches.
How wide is a baby?
Well, babies are narrow. It's the change table pad.
Which is luckily a standard dimension of 17 by 34 inches.
How do you feel about this as a change table?
That is a nice looking piece of furniture. It's a bit of its foot.
So all it needs is some glue. You could use this piece as a change table and you could do a separate dresser.
Right.
I really like how rectilinear and simple this piece is. So it seems sort of contemporary in its shape. to
Yes.
me. Not out of place in a boy's room that we want to look masculine.
Another bonus with vintage pieces is that you can spray them to match your color palette.
By choosing a dark blue, it creates a terrific contrast and it helps underline that whole boy masculine thing that I'm going for.
As far as layout, think about putting your crib where you can see it from the door for easy check-ins. The crib will peninsula out from the wall and our new blue change table will reside beside it. Next thing to add is a comfy chair and a departure from blue.
How do you feel about this for the nursery?
It doesn't look like any nursery chair I've ever seen.
Well, it doesn't rock, but it swivels, so you can get some motion. It's It's got a nice high back, which is what's important, so you can rest your head. And it's got this little crook here where you can rest your elbow when you're holding the baby.
Hang on. I just happen to have a baby.
Oh, what a cute coochie coochie coo. What
Does
do you
that
think?
work?
It's very weird. It's very modern. It's totally reinterpreting the rocker, glider, big chair, but I kind of like it.
I'm fine with it, and I'm getting out of here before you start breastfeeding that throw.
First, you start by picking your main color. In this case, it's blue. Next, you need to add an accent. Red-blue, well, that seems kind of predictable to me for a boy's room. Blue-green, that's the go-to color palette. I wanted to do something different, so I landed on orange. Orange works well with blue because it's the complementary color. The primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. To create the complementary color for one, you take the other two and combine them. Therefore, blue and orange are a natural pair.
Based on color, based on style, I say yes.
Now, when you're using an accent color, you have to use more than one hit of it. So this old chest of drawers fits the bill, although Tommy sees it differently.
Orange spaceship chairs don't go with country pine dressers in the same room.
For me, the orange is the linking element. I'm okay with the fact that the dresser is country and the chair is contemporary. What links the two of them together is the matching color. I also really like the fact that the dresser has some sculptural curvaceous elements that are mimicked by the shape of the chair. That, for me, is what makes it all work.
I think it's going to be one of those things where she goes in the room, sees it in there, and says, okay, we delete the dresser, we keep the orange chair. That's my guess.
Tommy's guessing game aside, we need to do something about the pot lights because they're just not interesting enough for a sophisticated nursery.
This ceiling is high enough that we could actually do a pair of pendants in here.
Something sort of like this. The holes left by the pot lights are too big for pendants, so here's my solution. Ceiling medallions. They shrink the size of the hole left by the pot lights without getting a plasterer in. It's a huge time and money saver, and they're decorative too.
Things are coming together extremely nicely. The room is looking great.
Isn't it?
Still with me? The first step was picking blue as the nursery color. Then we found a graphic fabric for drapery, picked furniture that will grow with the child, and pendant lighting to add some charm. Next up, the oh-so-important finishing touches to fill it all in.
I got 3 things to say about mobiles. I love mobiles.
Do you?
Creating a nursery that will grow with your child is within your grasp.
You need a fraction of what the baby furniture industry would tell you you need.
It can be smart, sophisticated, and chic, and blue. We've proven so on the walls, the ceiling, and the furniture. And what's wrong with a complimentary jolt of orange?
I'm getting out of here before you start breastfeeding that throw.
So here's the furniture tally. We've got a crib and a change table and a chair and a dresser. Babies are little, but they come with a lot of stuff, so more storage is in order. We found a fairly plain storage bench, and we're giving it a little makeover so it fits into our color scheme. You can add a cushion on top to make it a bench if you provide the upholsterer with dimensions. Then you'll have furniture that does double duty as storage and seating. And remember my blackboard idea?
The other thing that we could use that for is what about creating a blackboard to cover one wall?
We'll put that on the wall right above the bench. Now we just need some artwork for the rest of the walls.
Hello. There's a little monkey coming to see you.
Monkey on my back.
How about these? Art cards for baby.
Horse. B.
Look at that. Positive, negative. Do you love that? Okay, so what we have here is we have artwork for less than $3 an image. How can you go wrong? A couple different options. When it comes to framing, if you want, you can go ready-made. Just literally pop the image in, hang it on the wall, and you are all in, all done for less than $20 an image. Or you could do a custom shadow box, spend a little bit more, and then you would have a treasure to really keep.
I vote for custom. Let's do custom.
If you're looking for a foolproof way to hang a collection of artwork, listen up. Choose a consistent line, either the top or the bottom of the frames. I chose bottom. Then I kept the spacing between each and every frame the same. I punctuated the midpoint by hanging 3 in a line vertically. It grabs people's attention every time. Remember that ballsy idea Tommy had a while back?
What did you want to do with the ball fringe?
I thought it could be fun to have these on the closing edge of the drapes.
Well, here we go. The custom drapes cost $40 per panel to have made, and adding the ball fringe detail was another $15. You won't see this in every nursery.
That Tommy is a smart boy. Ball fringe. Isn't that fun?
Cute!
Now that we've stepped to the fringes with the artwork and drapes, we're doing the same with accessories. If you head to your nearest art gallery, you'll be amazed at what you can find. Galleries have the best art in the world, so they're sure to have something to add artistic flair to your home.
Here's an idea. How about taking an accessory and turning it into art, and also turning it into a learning tool, something that's going to engage the baby?
I got 3 things to say about mobiles. I love mobiles.
Do you?
It's fun for a nursery, but you can also picture this kid having this in his funky living room bachelor pad at 25 years old, and it's still being completely relevant and just as gorgeous.
And most importantly, not expensive, like under $100.
Awesome, love it.
While the bright shapes on this particular version are kind of interesting, if you think about a baby who's going to be lying underneath, there isn't that much to actually take in.
Okay.
So my thought is, this one, with all the balls, it's almost like a solar system.
I think it's fabulous. It looks like planets.
Do you want one?
Wrap it up, I'll take it.
Do you want one?
Yeah, I do actually want one.
You're a little boy. You
I
can
can
have one
picture
for your
myself
room.
laying down on the ground and looking up and staring at that for hours.
Stare at the mobile or the newly revamped change table.
Now, one of the things that drew me to choosing this table in particular is the shelf. I love the access to open storage. Next step is choose the basket that suits you best. So I think the styling on the striped one is great, but I've noticed that the sides kind of crush, and I worry that over time it's going to look really messy. The go-to option is a classic, inexpensive wicker basket, but here's something to keep in mind. All these rough pieces on the bottom are going to scratch this beautiful high-gloss lacquer finish, so that's a top choice for me. Is straight-sided, it's got nice chrome detailing here, an interior accent fabric that picks up our color palette, and I can line 3 of them up. Tons of extra storage for the room.
If your soon-to-be nursery is on the bland side, take note. Just add pattern to the ceiling. Experiment with a complementary color palette. Go bold with fabrics or spray vintage furniture to make it work for you. This is how you achieve a sophisticated space that will grow with your child. Next, we'll see how it all turned out.
The baby for sure is gonna love it.
Creating a nursery that can grow with your child is easy if you follow some basic steps. We started with a dark, rich blue that's not too juvenile. Then we added some wow to the ceiling and a feature wall, some great fabrics, and a shot of orange to create a timeless nursery. Are you ready to see how it turned out? What we've shown here is that with an innovative combination of paint and wallpaper, you can take any blank slate, boring box and turn it into something that is stunning on all surfaces. What says baby in this room? Well, everything was designed with baby in mind, but only the crib and the change table are baby specific. Every item was designed thinking about the long haul and hoping these will be able to grow up with this little guy. My selection of the orange chair is based on a bit of experience being the mother of 2. If you choose a chair that's really just designed only for nursing, then you're not going to use it for years and years to come. I wanted something that works for now and works in the future.
To be perfectly honest, I think that the orange dresser looks great in the room because the room needs and wants that bold hit of orange, our accent color. Not necessarily because it's that dresser.
I still think the orange is the right dresser. Always have, always will. I will frame just about anything. $3 flashcards framed up in a custom shadow box is the perfect expression of high and low style to me, and I think it's the ultimate choice for this room. The painted stripes on the wall reinforce our color scheme and link all of the elements together. Darkest blue here.
Correct.
They also act as an anchor for our artwork because our artwork is pretty light, bright, and white. Without it, I feel that it would disappear, but the stripes give it a real pop.
Our fabric started out being pretty cool. Then we added the ball fringe, and those drapes are phenomenal.
The bold pattern on the drapes acts as a linking element between the striped wall and the pattern ceiling. It draws your eye up and helps hold the room. Why settle for single-purpose solutions when you can get dual-purpose? The little table beside the chair, not just a table, the lid comes off and it's also a storage box. It's not necessarily an intentional approach, but at the end of a project, if I count up all the fabrics and patterns used in the room, it usually tallies out somewhere at 10 to 12 fabrics. In this case, it's 11. And you know what? It just wouldn't look like my signature approach if it didn't have that many pulled together.
It really feels like this is my son's room.
I think this takes it to the next level. It's a little more funky, it's a little more leading edge.
If you create a room that's designed only with baby in mind, it will soon appear too juvenile. This nursery doesn't look like all the rest. It's sophisticated and original. It will improve with age.
So the #1 rule is you never buy a piece if the drawers don't slide properly.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, God. Oh my goodness. See how nicely it works now? Okay.
Sometimes you come and you find a lot of great things here. Sometimes
There's nothing. I know, it's hit and miss. Come on. You'll be all right.